saw this coming. Oh! What? Welcome to the penultimate race of the season. Just a few weeks ago, would you have believed that this guy was going to be in the top 3 in the championship? Duking it out against an elite sim racer such as Tom97 himself. I did, and I never stopped believing. Dare to dream the impossible because it's closer than you think. Tom97 is catching up to us in the championship, and we need a perfect race weekend to stay in the fight. And one pit call might just decide the outcome of this race. If you tuned in yesterday for the stream, we have successfully achieved 6.5 around Brazil. It's such a tough track to nail. And I'm feeling confident. We've done the work, we've done the preparation. It's all down to hooking it up now. Into Sector 2, open up the chicane, but we go incredibly deep, and that's gonna no doubt cost us a 10th at least. The pressure is on because overtaking here is incredibly difficult, which is why qualifying is crucial. Lost 2 10s in the middle sector, I think. But nothing prepared me for the lap time I was about to put on the board. Oh! What? 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 I was speechless. Provisional pole. Holy shit. What the hell? Can't believe this. It's the first time I've done this. Out qualifying the grid by nearly a 10th. And I'm still hungry for more. Going on the attack again, and we aim to go faster into turn 1. I know there's a little bit of time here, slightly slower on entry this time, but on the exit, nearly matching our previous delta, but we lost out on minimum speed a little bit coming out of turn 2. And I know in my mind all the time is going to be in the sector 2. It's all about how well we can hook it up. Again, not too great, gaining a couple of hundreds coming up towards turn 6. Be brave, slight lift, and then get back on the throttle as soon as you can, washing wide, opening up this corner, not fully on the limit, but we gain a couple of hundreds compared to our previous banker in the slow section. It all comes down to minimum speed and exit speed as well. We must stay focused all the way to the end. Only 2 corners left to negotiate. Half a 10th up into the final corner. This exit is going to make or break our lap. Fully send it. Be brave with the throttle. Let it rotate the car. And it's a full 10th up again. And we extend our gap to P2 by nearly a 10th again. Grazie, grazie ragazzi. Grazie Simone. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It's so close. It's so close. Look at the times. And I know I can still go faster. 1 lap and a dream. Out of turn 2, we get a slightly better exit this time. And we gain a little bit on the exit of turn 4. Still not perfect, but a little better. Half a 10th is still half a 10th. But again, we missed the apex a little bit, which is gonna compromise our line through the chicane, and not very ideal. But still, we are green in the delta. What can we do with only 2 corners left? Slightly deep again, but on corner exit, we carry good speed, almost matching our previous lap time. But into the final corner, we get loads of dirty air, and unfortunately, that is going to be it. And I was not happy with that because I believe I could have challenged for pole on that lap. He didn't even move away from the racing line going into the pits. Just got fat and peated. Big fat and peat. What is that? P2. Best qualifying we've had all season. Rain is only going to come at the very end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be here in the last 10 laps. But now, we have a different problem. Rain in the last few laps of the race. As we go into the first lap of the race, 5 lights, and away we go. Off the line, it's a decent start. We're going to be gaining on Takubi. We're going to try to hold on to this P2 and work with him, going slightly deep into turn 1. So we're going to open up the steering wheel as much as possible into turn 2. All right, Takubi. We have to adjust from the qualifying setup to a very low wing race setup very, very quickly. But it's all good. No damage from either of us. Game on. And into turn 4, he goes down the inside as a way to defend from the cars behind. And we have to leave him some room. He has the inside line towards the next corner, and I let him go because we're on the same strategy here. We don't want to cost us too much unnecessary time. And we're the only 2 drivers in the top 5 starting on the mediums. We're thinking that the rain is not going to come soon enough for the hards to make it. So we're going to have to stop again while the cars behind are going to try to make it to the rain. And honestly, we took the really safe strategy because we don't know when the rain is going to hit exactly and how hard it's going to hit the track.
If these hard runners go to the end, well, all the way to the rain, we should have the advantage, right?
By starting on the hards, they have gone for a hell of a gamble. And we've kind of just been chilling behind Takubi, saving our tires and staying in the DRS train, but there's quite a few people that have gone into the pits already. And that includes Lorenz, the Kick Sauber, and P2 in the driver's standings. He has suffered damage on the opening lap. And we have to be careful here not to get undercut by those guys because they're going to slow us down considerably. Ideally, we need to come out in clean air because we do have to make up 20 seconds to the hard runners that are trying to stay out to the rain. And I'm hearing right now that they're close to 6/10 faster than our last lap. The mediums have dropped off a cliff at this point.
As long as we don't get undercut, I think we're okay.
As more laps go by, more and more people head into the pits, and we're gonna have to pull the trigger here because if we stay out another lap, we're gonna get undercut and we're gonna be losing way too much time to the hard runners, which is why we're gonna follow Takubi in, taking it very easy on this pit entry. Nothing to risk right now. We're gonna put on a fresh set of hards, and now we're gonna have to push flat out all the way till the rain comes. But as we exit the pits, cars are flying by, going into turn 1, coming out of the Senna S, and it's going to be very, very close on this pit exit. Tom 97, 3/10 behind. We hit the wall on exit, no damage, but we don't have DRS from the cars in front, and Tom manages to overtake us on track.
How did this happen?
And this is very not ideal, and you can see Tom is running a little low on battery. He's running on fumes. He's used everything to undercut. But now he's going to be defenseless on the next straight. We're going to recharge in this middle sector, and we're going to burn absolutely everything on the main straight. But at Brazil, it's so difficult to overtake. Everybody's on the super low wings, but I know he's running low, so we're going to keep the battery on. We're still burning into turn 1, down the inside. Tom actually locks up his fronts here and goes wide. We're going to take the position and move up to P8. And now there's only one more car to dispatch between us and Takubi.
Grazie, Tom. I appreciate that.
But Sly Guy actually has decent pace. As long as we're in the DRS train with Takubi, we're fine. But this is where we run into another problem.
Oh my god, I keep locking up the fronts. I can't brake as late as I used to on the mediums.
And we need to fix that very, very fast, lest we lose Takubi from the 1 second window. But Sly Guy in front gets a huge moment into turn 6, and us going deep into turn 1 might have been a blessing in disguise, because had we been any closer, we might have been collected. And now Sly Guy is out of the 1 second window, and this might open the door for us to go for the overtake. This is perfect, and we have a lot of battery to play with, but he's also burning. You can see how hard he's pushing the car, running extremely wide on exit, and now into the final corner, goes deep again. He's absolutely sending it. I suspect he has destroyed his hards at this point. They're overheated. I'm gonna overtake him on this main straight. No fight. DRS wide open, but now the gap is 1.9 seconds to Takubi. 1.7 at the end of the DRS straight into the braking zone. The last of the medium runners have just now boxed, and now we have 8/10 to gain to get Takubi back with Takubi. And this is not going to be easy because he's a very fast driver, and it's going to have to come down to the raw pace. He gains a few tenths in the middle sector, but then I gain some back on the straights. It looks like we are running a lower downforce package than he is. It's a constant tug of war between me and Takubi, but now it looks like weather might come into play as well.
That sky's starting to look gray.
And actually, I'm gaining quite a lot to Takubi and to the 2 hard runners that have stayed out.
Oh, it's raining.
And rain has already hit the track. This is bad news for us because we have yet to catch the 2 guys that have started on the hards. This means they now have track position over us.
Still good.
Can we overtake them before DRS gets deactivated? That is a tough ask because you can see that Takubi is already going on the attack. He has a lot more grip right now, but that advantage is going to fade away the moment we have to go to the intermediates. Benjamin, he's not letting this one go.
Benjamin by GOAT!
But the problem is, we cannot box on the same lap as Benjamin does because we're both in the V-carb, and double stacking in the F1 games is a big no-no. And at this point, we have still not caught up to them yet. And I can feel through the force feedback that the grip is fading away.
I do opposite to Benjamin, right?
So whatever he does, we have to do the opposite.
I think it's too early.
Because otherwise, we would risk being stuck on a wet track with slick tires. This pit stop is going to decide who wins today on track. And as we drive by the pit entry again, this is going to be a critical moment.
Oh, he's boxing. I can't box. I have to stay up.
And now we have to make the most of this lap to minimize that undercut as much as possible. But in my mind, I still think it's slightly too early to go to the intermediates. And I already have to lift through a lot of these corners because the grip is just not there anymore. We cannot afford any mistake on this in lap. It is going to be absolutely critical. We're the last of the leaders that's still out on track. Let's see if this overcut really paid off. Into the pits, on with a fresh set of inters. 10 laps to go, starting from now.
Come on, baby. Get me out.
Out of the pits, we are going to come out slightly ahead, but it's not over yet. We still have some ways to go before we're back on track, and Giovanni is already inching ahead. Let's see what's going to happen now. Benjamin and both Giovanni coming out ahead of us, but surprisingly, Takubi behind. And we have 1 lap fresher tires right now.
Overcut on Takubi.
And these two are going side by side
fighting
through almost every corner. And I'm waiting for my opportunities to strike. And at the same time, I don't want to get too close because if one of them spins, I don't want to get collected. And it looks like Benjamin controls the inside line for this corner, which leads on to the next, and he manages to inch ahead. Now we're going to have 1 opportunity on this straight. We have a good amount of battery. If we can overtake Giovanni here, we might be able to challenge for the win, but we don't get a good exit. 4/10 is the gap to Giovanni, but he has DRS still and slipstream from the car in front, and this leaves us completely powerless. And he's still draining his battery, and I'm expecting them to go side by side through turn 1. Maybe I can just set up a cheeky switchback onto the next straight. But I think Giovanni has already burned through his intermediates. They just don't have the grip to challenge Benjamin anymore. And unfortunately, there's not much we can do. We're so close in the middle sector, but with the lack of slipstream, it makes overtaking nearly impossible in the wet. This is why track position is so crucial at Brazil. Even more so in the wet conditions. And I'm trying my best, but with the dirty air and our tire advantage slowly fading away, it's not looking likely. But with 5 laps to go, we're gonna try again. We're gonna try to get a better exit than he does, as Giovanni has a big slide, 2 big slides going into the final corner. However, by trying to open up the last corner, we have a huge slide because we clipped the grass. Fortunately, we stay on track and we manage to cover off Takubi.
Holy shit, the grass.
Fortunately, with our tire advantage over Giovanni, which is a 2-lap advantage, that's nearly 10 to 15%. We managed to close the gap to him, but we're gonna try again. There's only a lap and a half left. Not that many overtaking opportunities left. I think the main straight is our last realistic opportunity. Let's see what we can do here. Getting the car slowed down, but again, the traction in the dirty air is so difficult. But this is the closest we've been in the last 4 or 5 laps now. Can we set up a good exit? Slowing the car down. The gap is 4/10. Again, squirreling for traction. We get a better exit than he does. 3/10 is the gap with the slipstream onto the main straight, but I suspect he also has a lot of battery to play with. We're gonna keep burning into turn 1. He's gonna go defensive. We have to keep this clean because I don't want to risk a penalty. He covers off the inside and the switchback subsequently, and unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna be able to do anything. And now into turn 4. Realistically, our last chance today. Again, he's gonna go defensive, but the slipstream is just not there. We're gonna go around the outside. He moves at the last second, covers it off. Good defending from him, but I'm not letting this go. We're gonna keep attacking him into turn 6. We're gonna burn the battery. Again, he has to cover off the inside line. I'll send a dummy, but I go myself incredibly deep, so it didn't really work out in my favor. And now Kryzix is close behind. So we have to go a little defensive here so he doesn't get any second ideas.
Yeah, I tried.
But it looks like this P2 is slowly slipping away and into the final corner. Maybe he's going to make a mistake here. Maybe we can capitalize. I'm going to burn everything we got. Again, we gained a 10th or 2 into that corner, but yeah. F125, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, what a fight till the last possible lap. And we never gave up. At the end of the day, some things are out of our control, and such is racing. And I couldn't be more proud of myself for giving my all on track, in quali and in race. Heading into Abu Dhabi next week, we will be 1 point behind P2 in the championship. And this next upcoming race might just decide whether we move up another division or not into F4. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you just joined the series, make sure to watch the season from beginning to end. Thank you for all the support. This is gonna be Formula Kai signing off, and never stop believing.